to Hands Off, the People's Veto Rally in Washington, D.C. Welcome, Denise Bright Dove Ashton Dunkley.
Greetings, everyone. Nudelintam Elipan, Delawense Denise, Sapale Mametake Mu. I am glad you all came. My name is Denise Bright Dove Dunkley. I am Nanticoke from the Atlanticoke Glen Island Lenape Nation, Turtle Clan. When I describe and envision my ancestral homelands without colonial borders, I say that I am from the southernmost tidewaters of Lenapehoking, the land of Lenape. Land spreads throughout most of Delaware, part of Pennsylvania and Maryland, and all of New Jersey, and into New York. We are gathered today within the ancestral homelands of my relatives, the Piscataway people. I'm humbled to speak here, and I acknowledge the responsibility of kinship. I want to thank the Piscataway for stewardship of this territory, and I ask you all to do the same. Indigenous people have occupied, governed, traded, thrived, and endured within our original territory since time immemorial. It is our inherent sovereign right to continue to do so. But acknowledging our existence is only one step. Good allies also amplify and elevate the voices of those they are helping. We are in a time of uncertainty. Indigenous, Black, and Brown are in dire need of assistance. In fact, solidarity is critical for our collective futures. We all know too well what happens to the land happens to the people. As we struggle to fight for life and beauty in this world and for the earth itself, each of us must decide where our moral compass leads us. Will you remember when you leave here today? Will you honor the earth? Will you think about the people whose lands you stand on? Will you stand up for your neighbor? Will you be a good relative and think about the responsibilities of kinship? Will you remember our more than human relatives, those who suffer from the greed of humanity, our four-legged, our women, our soil, our water? What about the rights of nature? A special prayer to all of my relatives who are suffering. My thoughts and prayers are with Palestine. And whatever else you can shout out, I want to hear it. Who needs our help? Kishlemiin, Wicheminin, and Kanakahinin. Wanishi, Wanishi, Creator, help and watch over us. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Yara Allen, and I'm out here because I want you to lift your voices as high as you can lift them. And we're going to bring back an old song to invite the ancestors who did this before. Are we ready? I need you to clap along if you can. Ain't gonna let nobody. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom way. Ain't gonna let nobody. No, 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 no. Ain't gonna let nobody. I'm gonna. That's it. Yeah, ain't gonna let this president. No, 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 no. Ain't gonna let this president. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom way. Ain't gonna let racist politics. No. No, 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 no. Ain't gonna let racist politics. I'm gonna. That's it. One more time. Let nobody. No. No, no, no. Don't let nobody. I'm gonna keep on. Can we keep doing that? Keep on talking. I'm gonna keep on walking. Keep on talking. Keep on walking. Keep on talking. Marching up to freedom land. Give it up for Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II.
Pull it together. Not one step back. 57 years ago, on April the 3rd, Reverend Dr. King said the night before he died, nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. God brought us to turn back from the vision of our Constitution, that is to establish justice, to promote the general welfare, to provide for the common defense, and to ensure domestic tranquility. When Trump and Musk and Johnson and their minions are signing unconstitutional executive orders, unconstitutional trying to pass an unjust budget and wrongfully raising tariffs that would not only hurt Wall Street, but back street and side streets and side roads. When they are doing this, we must say every day, we will stand up in truth and raise our voice. People trying to pass an unjust budget and wrongfully raising tariffs that will not only hurt Wall Street, but back street and side streets and side roads. When they are doing this, we must say every day, we will stand up in truth and raise our voices and votes and declare, take your hands off of our democracy. Their foolish budget plans could remove 36 million people from health care and millions of poor and low-wage children from school lunch and refuse to raise the living wage for 14 million low-wage working American people from $7.25 to $17 an hour. We must pray for God to give us the courage to stand and say, take your hands off Medicaid. Take your hands off our health. Take your hands off our voting rights. Take your hand off our living wages. Take your hand off our public education. Take your hands off of our lives. When greedy technocrats with a supremacy philosophy want to rule the country, we with moral vigor and righteous indignation must stand up and say no. We cannot be at ease in America. History is pushing us, the present is demanding us, and the future is calling us. I said in 2018 that every age must have a movement of people that will build a moral fusion mass movement that stands together because issues before us are not about left versus right or Republican versus Democrat, but about right versus wrong and justice versus injustice. And with the help of the divine, we must unite more and more, declaring that we are black, we are white, we are Latino, we are Asian, we are Native, we are young, we are old, we are North, we are South, we are East, we are West, we are gay, we are straight, we are
dire need of assistance.
God give us the strength. We will not that lift the poor and low-wage workers of this nation. We will not accept the attacks on federal workers. We will not accept them, not now, not ever. And we will prayerfully, with no equivocation, no capitulation, no weakness, declare with all that is holy and divine, we must not bow. We must reclaim our government. We must pledge ourselves to the work of the third reconstruction of America. We must lift every voice and sing together. We must lead with love and repent of the apathy that has too often slipped in. We cannot bow. Finally, they are afraid of you. Trump and Musk, who want to be dictators and want to be kings and lords, they are afraid of the power of love and truth and justice. They are afraid of your unity and your diversity. Well, let's keep them afraid until they change. My friends, this is way bigger than just a party issue. This is an outright battle for civilization. And the truth is, they are all scared of your power to come together. And they are betting that we will be afraid of them. But this is the time that we must increase, intensify. They are afraid of your unity and your diversity. Well, let's keep them afraid until they change. My friends, this is way bigger than just a party issue. This is an outright battle for civilization. And the truth is, they are all scared of your power to come together. And they are betting that we will be afraid of them. But this is the time that we must increase, intensify, and embolden our agitation for what is right. We must declare that the only way a wannabe king can be king is if we bow, but bowing down is not an option. Our knees aren't made for bowing. We are not going to bow to power-drunk, neo-fascist extremists. We only bow to God. And so we must stand tall. When they attack everyday people with mean, hurtful policies, we must stand tall as they take your hand off of our lives. So stand up to the technocrats. It's time for our pulpits to stand tall. It's time for statesmen and stateswomen to stand tall. It's time for the people to stand tall. We must mobilize our righteous bodies and our voices and our hearts by the millions. We must. Their hands off our democracy, and God of the universe will be with us. Stand tall. Bowing down. Say it with me. Bowing down. Bowing down. Bowing down is not an option. Stand. 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 Stand.
Washington, D.C., please welcome Congressman Jamie Raskin.
Hello, indivisible! The birth NOAA, National Weather Service, and the National Institutes for Health, the NIH. The crown jewel of bioscience, where despite all the Institutes for Health, the NIH. The crown jewel of bioscience, where despite all the purges and all the firings, they're working every day to cure cystic fibrosis, multiple sclerosis, breast cancer, and that most deadly disease of our time, malignant narcissistic personality disorder. For that baffling worm and brain disease. The great thing about science is it's true whether or not the Secretary of Health and Human Services believes in it. Let's all say with Maryland, hands off science. Hands off science. Anybody here from Virginia? The birthplace of James Madison, who wrote us the First Amendment. It separated church and state for the first time in human history. It gave us the right to speak freely, to publish freely, to worship freely, to assemble freely, and to petition government for a redress of grievances. As Dr. King said, we've got the right to addiction section. We've even got the right to call the president deranged for crashing our economy, destroying $6 trillion of wealth and turning my 401k into a 201k. And the press has the right to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. Madison's Constitution gave us the two most beautiful words in the English language: due process. Let's stand with Madison and Virginia and the people and Thomas Jefferson and all the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and let's say, hands off the Bill of Rights. Hello to the 713,000 tax-paying, patriotic citizens of Washington, D.C. Your officers like Michael Fanone joined the Capitol Police on January 6, 2021 to defend Congress against the worst insurrectionary and mob violence of American history brought down on the Capitol, which wounded, hospitalized, and injured more than 140 of our police officers. These were mobsters who turned the flag of America into a weapon of war against our police. And now Donald Trump says he wants to set up a fund to compensate them. Mr. Trump, if there's going to be a fund to compensate people for January 6th, we're going to compensate the police officers and their families. We're going to back the men and women of the blue, not the planners of the coup. Meantime, the people of D.C. have a valid, bona fide political grievance, not an imaginary one. They've not stormed the Capitol or tried to overturn an election or hang the vice president. They petitioned for statehood like 37 states before them. They did it the right way. So we say to Donald Trump and Elon Musk, hands off Greenland, that's an independent country. Hands off Canada, that's an independent country. Hands off Panama, that's an independent country. Statehood for Washington, D.C. And let's say with the people of Washington, free D.C. Free D.C. Free D.C. Free D.C. Free D.C. I want to say a special hello to people across America, but especially the people of Wisconsin. They showed America that organized people who want nothing but freedom can defeat organized billionaires who want nothing but power. Presidents have issued 56 preliminary injunctions and TROs against this lawlessness. That's why my colleagues now want to impeach the judges like Judge Boasberg, the chief judge of the D.C. District Court. My friends, we're in the fight of our lives, but I want to tell you this. We are winning now. We are winning every day. We are winning in court, where 39 judges appointed by 5 Republican and Democratic presidents have issued 56 preliminary injunctions and TROs against this lawlessness. That's why my MAGA colleagues now want to impeach the judges like Judge Boasberg, the chief judge of the D.C. District Court. Yesterday, he ordered the return of Kilmer Garcia, a legal resident of the United States, married to a U.S. citizen. They sent him to a dictator's prison in El Salvador. The administration was forced to admit that his deportation was without due process and was, quote, an administrative error. But get this, then Trump said, well, c'est la vie. Mr. Garcia would have to stay in that torture facility because the U.S. no longer had custody over him. But Judge Boasberg told him that if you've got the means to unlawfully deport someone, you find the means to bring them back. So, So now they're calling Judge Boasberg a radical left rogue judge. The problem is he was appointed to the bench first by President Bush. He was Justice Kavanaugh's roommate at Yale. He's known as a pillar of the legal establishment. They say, though, well, the number of courts striking down Trump's policies is completely unprecedented. Well, so what? That's only because the number of his illegal actions are completely unprecedented. The judges are doing their jobs. They're doing their jobs. Let's tell MAGA what Democratic movements all over the world tell the dictators of the world. Hands off the courts. 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 Trump's even trying to ban law firms and lawyers who represent Democrats from federal buildings and federal employment and to revoke their security clearances. Wait, he's shaken down law firms for hundreds of millions of dollars in pro bono work for his pro-Malum causes. Some firms have buckled under these threats, but hundreds of firms led by Wilmer Hale and Jenner and Block and thousands of lawyers led by Rachel Cohen are standing strong for the rule of law. And the courts are rejecting these attacks on the right to counsel and free speech. We're winning in the states. We're winning in the counties. We're winning in the cities and towns. We're winning in the churches, and not just with the great Reverend Barber. We're winning across the country. No moral person wants an economy-crashing dictator who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. We're winning in the universities, which know the difference between transgender mice and transgenic mice. And they know the difference between academic freedom and political tyranny. We're winning with veterans across America who know which side we were fighting on in World War II. And when they see Nazis marching down the boulevard, they don't see very fine people on both sides of the street. We're winning with people in the armed services who know that Donald Trump is turning our best friends in the world, like Germany and the UK and France and Canada and Mexico, into enemies by the way he's treating them, and he's turning the enemies of American democracy, like Vladimir Putin and Viktor Orban and Xi and Erdogan, into their bosom buddies. We're starting to win with the business community, which knows there's no prosperity with stupid trade wars against the whole world. There's no prosperity with stock market collapse and mass unemployment. There's no future with presidents who have the politics of Mussolini and the economics of Herbert Hoover. But now look, Elon Musk and the Silicon Valley billionaire mafia believe that high IQ tech supermen obsessed with eugenics and impregnating as many women as possible are destined to govern the rest of us. In other words, they're going to rule in their vision. They believe democracy is doomed, and they believe regime change is upon us if they can only seize control of our payment systems, our data, and our computers. Their guru, Curtis Yarvin, aka Mencius Moldbug, says American democracy is a failed experiment. He praises slavery and its positive effects for the African American community. He told the New York Times that the American people have to get over our irrational fear of dictatorship. On January 20th, the day when Donald Trump did not put his hand on the Bible, even his own Bible, available online to true believers for the low price of $59.99. On that day, when he swore to support our Constitution, we saw what a dictatorship of autocrats and plutocrats and kleptocrats and theocrats looks like. It's a twice impeached, multiply bankrupted, very stable genius standing in front of oligarchs, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos, standing in front of a cabinet of billionaires and Putin followers who make war plans over the public signal app, even while they're literally sitting in the Kremlin. But I want to tell you something. Moldberg and Vance and Musk, they may have access to artificial intelligence, but they've got no access to human intelligence. These founders of the Dark Enlightenment, as they call themselves, are no match for the founders of the actual Enlightenment, like Madison and Jefferson and Ben Franklin and Tom Paine, much less the leaders who took down slavery and built Reconstruction, like Abraham Lincoln and Harriet Tubman and Thaddeus Stevens and Frederick Douglass. If they think they're going to overthrow the heroes of American democracy, they don't know who they're dealing with. Our founders wrote a constitution that does not begin with "we the dictators." The preamble says, "We the people." We the who? Did you say the corporations? We the people, in order to form a more perfect. Did you say more perfect government? We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of liberty, do hereby ordain and establish the Constitution of these United States of America. That's our preamble. And then the very next sentence is, all legislative power is vested in the Congress of the United States of America. And it lays out all the powers of Congress, the power to regulate commerce domestically and internationally, which means it's Congress that controls tariffs, not the president, not Elon Musk. Their tariffs are not only imbecilic, they're illegal, they're unconstitutional, and we're going to turn this around. Congress has the power of the purse to raise money and spend money. An Appropriations Act is a federal law, like a law banning assault on federal officers. It's not a budgetary negotiation. It's not a suggestion to the executive branch. If we say spend money on childhood education or cancer research, you spend that money. Congress is the lawmaking branch, the predominant branch, as Madison put it. And don't buy any of this fifth grade propaganda about three co-equal branches. First of all, co-equal's not even a word, okay? It's like extremely unique. But secondly, read Article 2 of the Constitution about the president. After all those pages about Congress, 4 short paragraphs. The most important one, Section 4. which is all about how you impeach a president for treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. We're co-equal. How come we can impeach him and he can't impeach us? What's the core function of the president, my friends? Teach your children to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. Not twisted, not distorted, not maligned, not trashed. Take care that the laws are faithfully executed. All we say to Donald Trump is, do your job! 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 And when he doesn't, that's what Article 3 is all about. All about. Marbury versus Madison says it's emphatically the province and the duty of the judicial department to say what the law is. That's what judicial review is. But that's a short-term solution, my friends. The real backstop to this authoritarianism is, it has always been, and it always will be, the people. Even with all their gerrymandering, all their voter suppression, even with all their billions in dark money, the people must, the people will organize to defeat them and take back the Congress next year. We'll be heard in the town halls, in the union halls, in the church halls, in the state capitals and in the capital city, online and inline, at the post office, which we're going to save, at social events, and at the social security offices that they're trying to close down. And if anybody was slow to wake up to this authoritarian takeover, nobody's sleeping now, and nothing is going to stop the forces of democracy and freedom in America. No oligarch, no pro-oligarch, no autocrat, no theocrat, no kleptocrat, no monarch from Moscow or Mar-a-Lago is going to turn us around. Fascism will not be the end of human history. Human history will be the end of fascism. The deranged cult of MAGA will not destroy the economy built by free labor, free ideas, and free markets. The Economist magazine called 6 months ago the envy of the world. The envy of the world. My friends, we are not only the liberals who believe in liberty. We are not only the progressives who believe in progress. We are the conservatives who will defend the land, the air, the water, the climate system, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the National Labor Relations Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, everything that their party of nihilists and authoritarians wants to tear down in the next few weeks, we are going to conserve and defend for future generations of Americans. We invite all Americans to join us, to join the party of democracy and freedom and solidarity. An injury to one is an injury to all. A victory for any one of us is a victory for all. And I leave you with the words of two great democracy patriots. Hold them close to your heart. One, the great Frederick Douglass, born a half an hour away at the Wye River Plantation. Into slavery, he escaped from slavery to become our great freedom fighter during the Civil War and Reconstruction. And Douglass said, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. And the struggle may be physical, it may be moral and physical, but there must be struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, and it never will. A message to you from Frederick Douglass and the people of Maryland. And my friends, I leave you finally with the words of the great Tom Paine, who my son Tommy was named after. And Tom Paine got here in 1774. 2 years before the revolution. He fell in love with the promise of our land. He said, if these people live up to their promise and their ideals, the land will become an asylum to humanity, he said. Not an insane asylum, mind you. A place of refuge for people seeking freedom from political and religious discrimination from all over the world. And he wrote the pamphlet that ignited our revolution, Common Sense, by which he meant the sense we all have in common when we're willing to reason together without myth and dogma and what we would call propaganda and disinformation. But you know, 1776 was a tough year, and the country was split. There were some people running around saying, you can't beat the kings and the queens. You can't beat the autocrats and the monarchs. You can't separate church and state. For all of history, people have lived under thugs and dictators and kleptocrats like Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. But half the people said, no, let's try something different. Let's pledge to ourselves our sacred honor, our fortunes, our lives, to build something different. And so Paine wanted to write a pamphlet to give people hope during the darkest hours. And he wrote this beautiful pamphlet called The American Crisis. I just want to quote a little passage to you. I'm going to update the language so it doesn't offend modern sensibilities. And Nancy Pelosi told me I had to do that. And she said it wouldn't offend Tom Paine because he was a feminist. And that he was. He was fighting for women's voting rights in the 18th century. But Paine said, these are the times that try men and women's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will shrink at this moment from the service of their cause and their country. But everyone that stands with us now will win the love and the favor and affection of every man and every woman for all time. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, but we have this saving consolation. The more difficult the struggle, the more glorious in the end will be our victory. Let's make that victory ours. Thank you, Indivisible. Thank you, America.
Please welcome Congressman Maxwell Frost.
Hello, how's everybody doing? This is about the fight for everything and everyone. When I say everything, say everyone. Everything. Everyone. Everything. Everyone. Everything. Everyone. It is so damn good to see this crowd. We all know that we're living in some dark times. We see the foundations of our society, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the very safety nets that people have fought for generations to ensure that our country lives up to its promise, are being targeted by the billionaires and the oligarchs and the corporations. This insidious rise of authoritarianism is fueled by corrupt billionaires and mega corporations who believe that they have the right to control every aspect of our lives. Our health care, to our schools, to our thoughts, to our very speech. Under the false banner of patriotism and freedom and a false banner of patriotism. They would have us believe that if we gave them all the control, everything would be great. But breaking news, they've had the control and look at where we're at right now. Massive wealth inequality in this country, where most of our people live paycheck to paycheck. And it isn't a new problem for generations. The billionaires and oligarchs have kept all this wealth and left us with the crumbs. But we say, no more. No more. In this moment, we all have a choice to make. As elected officials, we can't live in the world of what we can't do, but we have to live in the world of what we can and must do. I'll tell you, I had some friends come up to me and say, Maxwell, you should think about running for Congress. 4 years ago, I said, hell no, you're crazy. The craziest thing is, I didn't have all the power at the time, I didn't have all the money. I experienced homelessness during my campaign, and as many of you know, even after I was elected, I couldn't find a place to live in D.C. because the housing costs were too high. But the crazier thing is, we won. We didn't have all the power. When we woke up and saw, it was Twitter at this time, when we woke up and saw on Twitter that a black man, George Floyd, had been lynched in broad daylight. We didn't have all the power, but we still took to the streets to say that Black Lives Matter. They didn't have all the power when a gunman walked into Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida, and murdered 17 students, children, and teachers. But the students rose up, demanded that we end gun violence, and the world didn't just watch, the world marched to end gun violence. I say this because a lot of times when you don't have all the power that you want, you use all the power that you got. And that's what we have to do in this moment. We need to use everything in our toolbox. We can't afford to brush aside any part of our movement. We need mutual aid. We need protest. We need direct action. We need a legislative strategy. We need to be in the courts litigating because I promise you, our opposition are not leaving any tools in their toolbox. They're using everything they have. And it's insane because there is such international solidarity in the right-wing fascist movement. January 6th here, January 8th in Brazil, funded by a lot of the same people and organized by a lot of the same people. Right. But here's the thing, their movement is run by fear, trying to push us against one another. They would have our people believe that the reasons we can't afford rent, the reason we can't afford health care, the reason we can't afford groceries is because of other people in our own communities. Yes, we know that this system is rigged and the status quo doesn't work for Americans, but it's not rigged against the billionaires, it's rigged for the billionaires and for the corporations. They are the ones hoarding so much wealth, we can't even imagine what it is. They're the ones cutting essential programs that help working families while giving themselves massive tax breaks that benefits nobody but themselves. They tell us that immigrants are stealing our jobs, but they're the ones shipping jobs overseas and hiring corporate lawyers to go and union bust. They're the ones that are screwing us over on the job. They tell us that trans people are a threat to our children, but they're the ones dismantling public education. They're the ones denying the climate crisis. They're the ones poisoning our planet. They're the ones doing nothing about the national public health emergency of gun violence. And they want us to believe that they're the patriots of free speech. But they're the ones kidnapping and disappearing college students across this country that are just fighting for peace to ensure that innocent people don't die. The message is simple, and I've been traveling the country. I went to Michigan with my good friend Senator Chris Murphy to a Republican district, and the message is simple. We're in this situation not because of our neighbors. I promise you, your bank account looks a lot more like your trans neighbors or your immigrant neighbors and nothing like Elon Musk's. In fact, we're all closer to being on the streets than having a bank account that looks like his. How do you think he got to where he's at? I have people who come up to me and say, Maxwell, why would they be stealing? Elon Musk is already the richest person in the world. He has enough money. The question is, how do you think he became the richest person in the world? And, you know, Elon doesn't like me. If you told me 5 years ago that the richest man on earth would be tweeting about me, I mean, it goes to show Elon's a great example that money can't buy you happiness, and money can't buy you a Wisconsin Supreme Court seat either. truth. Our way out of this is not to back down, is not to be silent, it is not to be divided. Throughout human history, authoritarians, they're never satisfied with the power that they have. And so they test the bounds, they push the limits, they break the law, and then they look at the public to see if they're quiet or if they're loud. If we are quiet, if elected officials are quiet, then we are complicit. And we cannot be complicit in the tearing apart of Medicaid, of Social Security, of food stamps and nutritional assistance, of the things that we fought for and earned. This is why Democrats in the House and across the country, we can't be and we are not the minority party. We must be the opposition in this moment. And then in less than 2 years, we will become the majority. And I'll tell you this, Elon Musk was on the news the other day saying, well, if the Democrats win, it's just going to be subpoenas and investigations. It's the one thing he's right about. You're damn right there's going to be subpoenas. You're damn right there's going to be investigations. Because when you steal from the people, expect the people to rise up at the ballot box and on the streets. Look, I'll end with this. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and say everything is going to be okay. Because to be honest, there's going to be a lot of people
Impeach Trump! 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 Yeah! Impeach Trump! Charge your battery!
Can you get in the middle of the crowd?
Yeah, you know, I could do that. You know what? Everybody come closer. Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you. Okay. So we got a great lineup of people who are gonna get us all going, because we have got to win. What are we going to say? Hands off and hell no to cutting our Social Security, cutting the people who work for the Social Security Administration. They serve us. And unfortunately, Trump and Musk think they got a trifecta going. They want to cut federal employment, and we say hell no. Hell no. And they want to bust unions. What do we say to that? Hell no. Shame. 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 And the third thing they want to do is reach into all of our pockets and steal our earned Social Security. What do we say to that? Hell no! Hell no! Now, I've been working. There we go. Stop the steal! 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 So I've been working. Social Security is 90 years old. It was enacted 90 years ago. I've been working on Social Security for 50 of those years. You all drove up Robert Myers Boulevard.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Now that's good. Yeah, this works. So thank you.
Use both of them. Use both of
them. Okay. How does that work? So you all drove up Robert Myers Boulevard. He and there's Bob Ball's building here. They started in the 1930s. They were my mentors along with Wilbur Cohen. And they would be horrified today. In all of those 90 years, there's not been a bigger threat to Social Security than Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But they have met their match. We are going to win this fight. We must win this fight. And we will. So I want to thank everyone here. We're going to hear from a number of people. And before I start, we've got some very important people in with us. We've got Izzy Patoka, who's Baltimore County Council.
Hello, everybody.
And we've got Anoria Vitold. You can raise your hand, who's been long time, now retired, spent his career at Social Security Administration working with the unions. So we're going to first hear from, because we are here to protect Social Security, we're here to protect the workers. The workers serve the public. So we are here to protect ourselves and all of our friends, neighbors, family, community. And again, we're going to say all day and all all day, every day. Hands off! Hands off!
Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off! Hands off!
And with that, let me turn it over to Linda Falco to sorry about that, to talk to us about how important Social Security is to her and to all of us.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. When Alex Lawson asked me if I would speak as a concerned community member, I said yes. Asked if I would speak as a concerned community member, I said I am concerned. I'm kind of beyond concerned. I'm terrified. I'm angry and pissed. I'm bewildered and confused that this can happen in the United States. And I am heartbroken. This brings to mind the quote from Cory Booker, who is my personal hero at the moment. And he said, if America is not breaking your heart right now, you don't love her enough. And I do love America, and I am heartbroken and terrified. And it's hard to get out here and do this when we are heartbroken and terrified, but we know we have to. We have to fight and protect Social Security and protect federal employees and protect all of the things that we count on as Americans. So I would rather be a body pump. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday. I would rather be a body pump with my two besties back here working out. But we ditched class so we could come and be with all y'all who are raising the roof, making it happen, showing what Social Security and America as a concept, where has my America gone, is, I'm looking at that sign back there, and that is the question. So my personal Social Security story is that I will be turning 65 in 2 months. Thank you. And I want my Medicare. I want my Social Security. I have paid it. I started working when I was 16. I have paid into the system, and my employers have paid into the system for close to 50 years, and I want my money. I really do. I need my money. I want my money. And I got my Social Security benefit statement recently, and my employers and I collectively over the last 50 years have paid in close to $250,000. I want those benefits. So that's why I'm here. It's our money. 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 It's our money.
It's our money. It's our money.
So thank you so much. I'm also here, that's my story, but in a moment you're going to hear from Lisa Bogacki, who has traveled 2 hours down from Pennsylvania to talk to you about her Social Security story. I actually got connected with Alex Lawson. In a minute you're going to hear from Lisa Bogacki, who's traveled down from Pennsylvania to be with us today. I connected with Alex Lawson. Did they hear me now?
No, we
connected with Alex.
We can't see you. Stand up on the table, please. No one can hear you back there.
So I connected with Lisa Bogacki when Alex Lawson asked if we could get testimonials from real Americans about what Social Security has meant to them. I'm in a Facebook group of Democratic women with 125,000 members, and I put out the call. We got 10 videos that were sent to Hakeem Jeffries. Clips from them were played at his hearing on Tuesday. I think I saw Governor O'Malley testify there, and, represented for real people getting Social Security and what it means to them and what it would mean if it were taken away. So I'm very proud of those women who did that, who took their time and energy and made videos of themselves. As we know, sometimes that's difficult to look at a video of yourself for a minute and a half. but they did it. They got it done. And Lisa, you have something better than the video. Lisa Bogacki is one of those women, and she has come down from Pennsylvania to speak to you live. So you'll hear from her in a moment. Social Security was there for her and her family on the worst day of their lives. And she is here now standing for Social Security in return. Thank you so much, and let's give Lisa Bogacki a warm Baltimore welcome.
Yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hi all. Thank you, Linda, for inviting me to speak here today. Although I have not yet reached retirement age myself, I have more experience with Social Security benefits than anyone would ever want to. 15 years ago, my healthy 42-year-old husband was found deceased on our couch by our then 13-year-old son. In the awful chaos that followed, I remember our 10-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son standing holding hands on the stairs while they cried quietly. His death was caused by sudden cardiac death. Later that same day, my daughter, 10 at the time, asked if we would have to leave our home and get a new house because we didn't have Daddy anymore. I promised her that day that I would do everything in my power to keep us in our home. Those early days remain blurred in my mind. I remember my father taking me to the Social Security office. I remember that crowded waiting room and that the staff there was very kind to me. Shortly thereafter, although I don't remember the details of applying, Social Security benefits, survivors benefits for my children started arriving in my bank account to assist with their care. If not for these benefits, I would not have been able to keep my promise to our children. It is not much money. It amounted to about roughly the salary of a minimum wage job. Yet it was a lifetime for some piece of normalcy for my family. A sense of normalcy is all I wanted for my kids at that time and thereafter. They've now aged out of the program. It's a program that works exactly how it is supposed to. The benefits arrived on time. We were notified of changes very effectively. They stopped exactly when the rules said they were going to stop. I'm now about to begin widow survivor benefits. It's been part of my personal retirement plan that I spent many hours working on for quite some time. Now I have to worry every day if that is the plan that I will continue to be able to rely on. Social Security benefits were essential to the care and well-being of raising my children. It's a promise from their father, who paid into the system his entire working life. It's a promise to all of us who pay into the system our entire working lives. These are earned benefits. It is not charity. It is certainly not a Ponzi scheme. We must work on expanding these essential benefits and never consider dismantling or privatizing them. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
You're going to speak first.
So everybody, those stories you just heard
represent all of our stories. They represent millions of people's stories. Social Security works extremely well. While Donald Trump is turning people who are fortunate enough to have 401ks into 201ks or 101ks, Social Security is there. It is guaranteed. It will pay those benefits. It pays them in pandemics. It pays them through war. It has never missed a payment in 90 years. And we say to Donald Trump and Elon Musk, keep your hands off our Social Security.
Hands off!
Great privilege. Our next speaker, as mayor of Baltimore, served the people of Baltimore. As mayor, he served the people of Maryland. And as commissioner of Social Security, he served all of us. It's unfortunate that he's not still the commissioner, but it's all of our good fortune that he is out there every day fighting for Social Security. So with that, let's hear from Martin O'Malley.
Hands off! 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 Let's hear it from you for Social Security! Man, you all look so good here. I haven't seen so many people in this courtyard, Shelley, since we adjusted on-site work rules. Huh? It is great to be with all of you, standing up for something as important as Social Security. I had the honor to lead these men and women in one of the most remarkable turnaround years in Social Security's history. Every single line of service delivery, whether it was the speed to answer the phone or the timeliness to effectuate benefits, they turned each and every one of those in a better direction, even though the Republican House members had reduced their staffing to a 50-year low. And then, notwithstanding that remarkable turnaround year, the election happened and an unelected co-president named Elon Musk started taking his chainsaw to this agency. Mass firing of whole divisions, paying people with your money to quit this agency now, and don't let the door hit your backside on the way out. And what is the result of that? The result of that is now benefits that were paid every month on time are now at risk. They are trying to cut Shelley's division, the office of CIO, took away their right to negotiate, took away their voice as members of the union, and now they're telling them they're going to cut them in half. These are the people that kept the checks cranking out even during COVID. These are the people that worked the long nights after COLA to make sure those checks are upgraded so that people can live in dignity. You know, in a recent podcast on Joe Rogan, the co-president Elon Musk said this, and I am quoting. He said that empathy is the greatest weakness in the Western mind. In Elon Musk's world, where he pumps the big lie every single week, a new lie to try to undermine trust in the agency. The first one was the zombie apocalypse. You remember that one? hundreds of millions or tens of millions of people, some of them 300 years old, that came here at the founding of Jamestown. He pumps his lie that it's a Ponzi scheme. Oh no, Elon, Bitcoin might be a Ponzi scheme, but not Social Security. Yes. You and I are different. We do not believe, as Elon Musk believes, that you only have value as a human being in our country if you contribute to his economic system that makes him wildly rich. No. You and I are different. Elon Musk thinks that the greatest waste and inefficiency are people that don't contribute to his economy. Therefore, the elderly who can't work, people with disabilities who can't work, they're the wasteful inefficiency that Elon Musk is going after. But you and I are different. You see, you and I are part of a living, breathing, self-creating mystery called the United States of America. But the heart of that mystery is actually a very real and personal thing. It is the freedom to believe in and act upon a powerful truth. The truth that we are all in this together, that we need each other, and that we must help each other if we are to succeed. Because the greatness of our country is not the amount of wealth we amass, nor is it the size of our armies. It is the care and compassion that we demonstrate for one another. To feed the hungry, to shelter the homeless, to heal the sick, to care for widows and orphans. This is our greatness as a people, and this is why we are never going to give up in this fight for Social Security. And we will say, and we will have it out with them, those who think their money is stronger than the desire of the people to live freely and to make sure that every person lives in dignity, we will try it out with them. You think you can numb us into passivity? We say to you, hell no! We're going to fight. You are part of a massive turnout all over the country. And like Pharaoh's cry, they'll be drowning in the tide as people throughout America turn out. This is our fight. Any other time in American history, there are many times when perhaps it's easier than this. But you and I should consider ourselves lucky that we get to be living now, breathing now, giving our voices to the truth, that we are all in this together. Social Security is here to stay, and America's best days are still in front of us.
All right, let's hear it from Martin and Alex. All right. So as I said at the start, this is a fight. They think this is a trifecta. Okay, can you hear this? All right. So they think
they can get rid of our Social Security, we say, hell no! They think they can get rid of federal workers, we say, hell no! And they think we can get rid of unions, we say, hell no! And to say it loud and clear, our next speaker, Shelley Washington, is a proud representative from the AFGE, representing the members, the workers in these buildings behind me. Awesome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I had a whole speech put together and all, but hell, how can I follow this guy here? Well, all I want to say is that we're fighting for you. We're standing here. We want to make sure that we get our message out here, let them know that, damn it, we're not going anywhere. And we're going to fight for our right, that we're going to fight for what we paid for. That Social Security is not a Democratic agency. It's not a Republican agency. It's the people's agency. It's not something that they are giving to us. It's something that we've earned. It's something that we've had. It's a right. It's not a privilege. It's a right. And we're not going to let anyone take our rights away from us. Period. Clear cut. Hell no. Our agency at this point in time is functioning at an all-time low. The morale is at an all-time low. We're afraid to even look each other in the face around here because we don't know who we're looking at this point. No? It's a problem. And we need to alleviate this by contacting our congresspeople, letting them know, damn it, we're not going to stand for what's happening here in this building. Clear across the board. So our ask right now is that in solidarity, we want every last one of you to contact your congresspeople, contact your representatives, and let them know, hands off Social Security! Hands off! 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 Hands off!
So we're taking that message, hands off, all across the nation today and every day. We are going to fight and we are going to win. We must win. This is a matter that we cannot lose. So once more, one more, hands off on this side, Social Security on that side. Hands off! Social Security! 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 Hands off! So thank you, everyone, for coming today, and remember, this is a fight we can and we must win. Thank you.
that these we are the minority. That each of our differences are an island, and we can't reach out across the water. That is why they tell us to blame the black community as immigrants for taking our jobs. Our street over there. The rainbow one. That is why they take away books. And threaten to change our education. They're afraid of us. When we work together with love and acceptance, we can do anything. We can fight their way. We are not the minority. We are the American people. We are
After I did, right?
They tell us that these we are the minority. That each of our differences are an island, and we can't reach out across the water. That is why they tell us to blame the black community and immigrants is in our job. Across the street over there. The rainbow one. That is why we take away books. That's so versatile and bring the team our education. Paraphrasing. When we work together with love and acceptance, we can be anything. We can fight barriers. We are not the minority. We are the American people.
After I did, right?
Trump, Musk, all billionaires and people They want us to think we are the minority. That each of our differences are an island, and we can't reach out across the water. That is why they tell us to blame the black community and immigrants for taking our job. Across the street over there. The rainbow one. That is why they take away books. It's so versatile and threaten to change our education. They're afraid of us. When we work together with love and acceptance, we can be anything. We can fight barriers. We are not the minority. We are the American people.
did, right?
They want us to think we are the minority, that each of our differences are an island, and we can't reach out across the water. That is why they tell us to blame the black community and immigrants for taking our water. Across the street over there. The rainbow one. That is why they take away votes. So first of all, we're going to change our education. They're afraid of us. When we work together with love and acceptance, we can do anything. We can fight barriers. We are not the minority. We are the American people.
After I did, right?
They want us to think we are the minority, that each of our differences are an island, and we can't reach out across the water. That is why they tell us to blame the black community and immigrants for taking our water. What exactly? Across the street over there. The rainbow one. That is why they take away books.
Turn it over to Linda Falk to talk to us about how important Social Security is to her and to all of us.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. When Alex Lawson asked me if I would speak as a concerned community member, I said yes. Asked if I would speak as a concerned community member, I said I am concerned. I'm kind of beyond concerned. I'm terrified. I'm angry and pissed. I'm bewildered and confused that this can happen in the United States. And I am heartbroken. This brings to mind the quote from Cory Booker, who is my personal hero at the moment. And he said, if America is not breaking your heart right now, you don't love her enough. And I do love America, and I am heartbroken and terrified. And it's hard to get out here and do this when we are heartbroken and terrified, but we know we have to. We have to fight and protect Social Security and protect federal employees and protect all of the things that we count on as Americans. So I would rather be a body pump. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday. I would rather be a body pump with my two besties back here working out. But we ditched class so we could come and be with all y'all who are raising the roof, making it happen, showing what Social Security and America as a concept, where has my America gone, is, I'm looking at that sign back there, and that is the question. So my personal Social Security story is that I will be turning 65 in 2 months. Thank you. And I want my Medicare. I want my Social Security. I have paid it. I started working when I was 16. I have paid into the system, and my employers have paid into the system for close to 50 years, and I want my money. I really do. I need my money. I want my money. And I got my Social Security benefit statement recently, and my employers and I collectively over the last 50 years have paid in close to $250,000. I want those benefits. So that's why I'm here. It's our money. 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 So thank you so much. I'm also here, that's my story, but in a moment you're going to hear from Lisa Bogacki, who has traveled 2 hours down from Pennsylvania to talk to you about her Social Security story. I actually got connected with Alex Lawson. In a minute you're going to hear from Lisa Bogacki, who's traveled down from Pennsylvania to be with us today. I connected with Alex Lawson. Did they hear me now?
No, we
connected with Alex.
We can't see you. Stand up on the table, please. No one can hear you back there.
So I connected with Lisa Bogacki when Alex Lawson asked if we could get testimonials from real Americans about what Social Security has meant to them. I'm in a Facebook group of Democratic women with 125,000 members, and I put out the call. We got 10 videos that were sent to Hakeem Jeffries. Clips from them were played at his hearing on Tuesday. I think I saw Governor O'Malley testify there, and, you know, represented for real people getting Social Security and what it means to them and what it would mean if it were taken away. So I'm very proud of those women who did that, who took their time and energy and you know, made videos of themselves. As we know, sometimes that's difficult to look at a video of yourself for a minute and a half, but they did it, they got it done. And Lisa, you have something better than the video. Lisa Bogacki is one of those women, and she has come down from Pennsylvania to speak to you live. So you'll hear from her in a moment. Social Security was there for her and her family on the worst day of their lives. And she is here now standing for Social Security in return. Thank you so much, and let's give Lisa Bodecki a warm Baltimore welcome.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hi all. Thank you, Linda, for inviting me to speak here today. Although I have not yet reached retirement age myself, I have more experience with Social Security benefits than anyone would ever want to. 15 years ago, my healthy 42-year-old husband was found deceased on our couch by our then 13-year-old son. In the awful chaos that followed, I remember our 10-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son standing holding hands on the stairs while they cried quietly. His death was caused by sudden cardiac death. Later that same day, my daughter, 10 at the time, asked if we would have to leave our home and get a new house because we didn't have Daddy anymore. I promised her that day that I would do everything in my power to keep us in our home. Those early days remain blurred in my mind. I remember my father taking me to the Social Security office. I remember that crowded waiting room and that the staff there was very kind to me. Shortly thereafter, although I don't remember the details of applying, Social Security benefits, survivors benefits for my children started arriving in my bank account to assist with their care. If not for these benefits, I would not have been able to keep my promise to our children. It is not much money. It amounted to about roughly the salary of a minimum wage job. Yet it was a lifetime for some piece of normalcy for my family. A sense of normalcy is all I wanted for my kids at that time and thereafter. They've now aged out of the program. It's a program that works exactly how it is supposed to. The benefits arrived on time. We were notified of changes very effectively. They stopped exactly when the rules said they were going to stop. I'm now about to begin widow survivor benefits. It's been part of my personal retirement plan that I spent many hours working on for quite some time. Now I have to worry every day if that is the plan that I will continue to be able to rely on. Social Security benefits were essential to the care and well-being of raising my children. It's a promise from their father, who paid into the system his entire working life. It's a promise to all of us who pay into the system our entire working lives. These are earned benefits. It is not charity. It is certainly not a Ponzi scheme. We must work on expanding these essential benefits and never consider dismantling or privatizing them. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
You're going to speak first. Okay. Let me get up.
So everybody, those stories you just heard represent all of our stories. They represent millions of people's stories. Social Security works extremely well. While Donald Trump is turning on people who are fortunate enough to have 401ks into 201ks or 101ks, Social Security is there. It is guaranteed. It will pay those benefits. It pays them in pandemics. It pays them
through war. It has never missed a payment in 90 years. And we say to Donald Trump and Elon Musk, keep your hands off our Social Security. Hands off! Great privilege. Our next speaker, as mayor of Baltimore, served the people of Baltimore. As mayor, he served the people of Maryland. And as commissioner of Social Security, he served all of us. It's unfortunate that he's not still the commissioner, but it's all of our good fortune that he is out there every day fighting for Social Security. So with that, let's hear from Martin O'Malley.
Hands off! 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 Let's hear it from you for Social Security! Man, you all look so good here. I haven't seen so many people in this courtyard, Shelley, since we adjusted on-site work rules. Huh? It is great to be with all of you, standing up for something as important as Social Security. I had the honor to lead these men and women in one of the most remarkable turnaround years in Social Security's history. Every single line of service delivery, whether it was the speed to answer the phone or the timeliness to effectuate benefits, they turned each and every one of those in a better direction, even though the Republican House members had reduced their staffing to a 50-year low.
Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go, hey, hey.